Hi, welcome to another episode of Teen Pride Book Talks. My name is Lucy, and this is the show on AADL TV, where each episode I take a little time to talk about a young adult book that is both representative of and inclusive of folks in the LGBTQIA plus community. The book that I will be talking about today is called The Wicked Bargain, and this is by Gabe Novoa. The Wicked Bargain is sort of a historical novel, but it's also like a high seas fantasy. It's a pirate story. It takes place in 1820. It is about a pirate named Mar, who is transmasculine, non-binary, lives aboard a ship called La Catalina, and Mar's father is the captain of this boat. The boat starts out with a storm, and the captain is drunk. Mar approaches him in the hopes that he will do something about the storm that's going on. He finds out at that time that the captain, his father, made a deal with El Diablo, the devil, 16 years ago for 16 years of prosperity. And those 16 years are up. The devil has now come to collect the soul of Mar's father, and it has created the storm in order to do so. Part of the deal is that all of the crew of La Catalina is also condemned to death, including Mar, and this is why the storm is destroying the whole boat. The situation in the high seas at this time is that the Spanish fleet has really all but decimated other populations of pirates, which included Latine, Black, and Indigenous pirates, and they've been terrorizing these seas. La Catalina steals from the Spanish and redistributes, but because they are still pirates, they have the reputation of being pirates, so there is no one to help when their ship is being destroyed. Mar survives this and wakes up on a boat named La Ana. Mar wakes up on the deck of this boat with a boy hanging over him. Something to know about Mar is that Mar is imbued with magic, which is called La MAGIA, and that is a form of magic which allows Mar to have both fire and ice burst forth from these tattooed marks that cover their limbs. And Mar is very scared of what this magic can do because of what it has done in the past. This magic that exists inside Mar does have to come out. It will bottle up if it doesn't come out. And that's important to know going forward. So when Mar wakes up on this boat, Mar is identified by the crew of La Ana as a boy, which secretly thrills Mar because that's what Mar would like to be recognized as. But that becomes something that Mar has to be conscious of all the time. Mar binds their chest, and so they have to always be hiding that, as well as trying to cover up these tattooed marks because they don't want anybody on the boat to know that they have this magic, especially because they don't really know how to use it and they're scared of it. This is a central theme in this book, sort of hiding yourself and trying to discover who you really are and how to exhibit and let forth what's really inside you. So the boy hanging over Mar is named Bas, and he is a cabin boy who sends Mar on all these silly errands all the time, mostly to get coffee, which is interesting because Bas doesn't even like coffee. We sort of figure out that maybe Bas just wants to spend time with Mar. Mar's primary objective right now is that they have 2 months to figure out how to get their father's soul back from El Diablo before he's lost forever. Another character that features prominently alongside Mar and Bas is this demonio, which is sort of a partial devil, a demon really, named Dami. Dami offers to help Mar rescue their father. Dami is a character that is very gender fluid and has the ability, because they are this demon, to change at will how they present themselves and how they actually look. And it's something that Mar is very envious of. While Mar is being called a boy on this ship and really likes that, that is not necessarily what Mar fits will be an all the time label for them. And Novoa in this book is really careful to avoid any modern queer labels, but really still describes and explores queerness through all these different characters. Something that Mar is trying to do, as well as rescue their father and learn how to use their magic, is to let go of this self-hatred that they have. They really hate parts of their body, and they really don't like this gift of magic that they have. This book is really about exploring your power and facing your power. And this really comes to be tested for Mar when La Ana is captured and threatened by Spanish pirates. So now Mar has to contend with rescuing their father and trying to help save the crew of La Ana from the Spanish Empire. The piece of this book with the Spanish fleet really points to colonialism. There are a lot of words and sentences and conversations in this book that are in Spanish, and they're not translated, but this speaks to this idea of colonization and erasure, and that not all parts of a book have to be for everyone who's reading it. And if you are reading it and you don't understand the Spanish and you would like to learn what they're saying, it's upon you, the reader, to go look that up and learn. So you have to do a little work. The story's not just given to you. This book really manages well to cover a wide range of topics, like how people through time have navigated queerness, even without labeling it. There have always been queer people. And even though they didn't use the same terms or definitions or conceive of situations in the same way, they were still queer. And then this book is also really navigating this idea of anti-colonialism, but it also is sort of a romance story. We have these two people on either side of Mar. We have Bass, who's sort of this good, mischievous, but good friend and character. We have Dami, who's pretty interesting, but is by nature sort of devilish. It sort of makes you, while you're reading the book, wonder, is Mar going to end up with one of these people, and which one? And I think as a reader, you're going to have your own person that you are rooting for. It's also a pirate story, so it is an adventure of swashbuckling on the high seas, and that makes it pretty exciting to read. In the author's note, Novoa talks about including pieces of actual history and talks about why the pirates that are in this book, the main characters, are not slaveholders, whether or not that hews to actual history. He doesn't want to write about slaveholders, doesn't want to make those the characters in his books. And then he also talks about the importance of putting queer people in books like this in historical spaces where we haven't seen them before, because they were there were queer pirates, and having that represented in all kinds of genres and stories is very important. So Gabe Cole Novoa is a Latinx transmasculine author and does specialize in writing speculative fiction like this that features marginalized characters who are struggling with their identity. I don't read a lot of books with pirates in them about pirates, and I really enjoyed reading this one. As I said, it is full of adventure, but it also really touches on some important issues, and it's beautifully written, and the themes sort of come together in a really cohesive manner. And there are parts that, though they are taking place in this historical period, really seem to resonate today, and I could imagine really would resonate with readers of this book today. It is ultimately about Mar being true to themselves and finding the courage to do that, and finding the courage to express what's inside themselves. And it was a great read. I recommend that you give The Wicked Bargain by Gabe Cole Novoa a try. Thanks for joining me.